How's everyone doing? Hello everyone. Welcome to another one of our workshops. This time we're going to be making yonkomas, all right? If you guys don't know what a yonkoma is and if this is your first time ever joining one of these workshops, welcome. And today we're going to be making a yonkoma, and a yonkoma is actually Japanese for four koma or four panel manga, right? Because koma in Japanese is manga and yon is Japanese for the number four. So yonkoma. So yeah, that's what we're going to be making today. It's going to be a pretty easy session, hopefully, because this is going to be a pretty short manga that we're going to be making with you guys today. All right, so welcome you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining and signing up to another one of our workshops. It's really been nice seeing familiar faces coming in our YouTube chat and also in the Zoom sessions. The good news is you're in the right workshop, and we're here to help you, right? And we're here to learn from each other. We're here to create. This is a safe space for you guys to just freely create and draw along with fellow aspiring artists like yourself, right? So yeah, welcome you guys. And today we're gonna be making manga together. So are you guys excited? Type I'm excited in the chat if you guys are. Are you guys excited to be making manga with us today? YouTube, let me know. Are you guys excited? Let's hype ourselves up in chat before we get started. All right. Okay. A lot of enthusiastic people think in chat. Thank you guys so much. All right. I love to see the enthusiasm. Love to see it. All right. So just a quick reminder for you guys before we start. This is going to be a hands-on workshop. So please prepare your pen, paper, drawing tablet, and drawing software. And please make sure you have your Yonkoma manga drawing template ready. That was the template that we sent you for the in the sign up email when you signed up for the workshop. So there is supposed to be a link there linking you to a template that we shared with you guys. So if you guys don't have it, or if you don't have it prepared, or you didn't see it, just let us know in chat so that we can send it to you. So yeah, other than that, you're in for something very special, because the manga techniques we're about to teach you are the same techniques that we used with our pro mangaka mentors. Okay, so we've worked with pro Japanese mangakas like Naoyazawa and Renesaya, who have a combined experience of over 50 years in the Japanese manga industry. Now, Yazawa sensei actually is the creator of Wedding Peach. If you guys are familiar with magical girl anime, Wedding Peach was actually turned into an anime back in the 90s. So I do encourage you guys to check it out. It's a really fun manga. It's also a really fun anime if you guys are into magical girl stuff. So yeah, check that out. We also have our mentor Renesaya or Rena Sensei, who's also worked on manga books and collabed on how to draw manga books. And yeah, they've done it all. They've won contests, they've got published, they've taught beginner students in Japan, they teach at manga schools in Tokyo, so they definitely know what they're doing, right? And we also have pro webtoon artist Steph Pastrano, who is a professional webtoon artist and started out as a fan artist for popular shonen. These are just some of his works here on screen. I mean, they look like they came from the real anime or the real manga, but that's just him. He's that good. And yeah, now he's a lead artist for an ongoing webtoon and is also working on his own doujinshi. And we also have a pro manga editor, Vivi, who's been an editor in the Japanese entertainment and manga industry for the past 10 years. So they've actually worked at big publishers like, I think it was Kadokawa and Koamix, and Kadokawa is actually the publisher behind titles like Bungo Stray Dogs and Lucky Star. And Koamix as well was the publisher behind Fist of the North Star, and also the organizer behind the biggest competition, the Silent Manga audition, right? So that's our mentor Vivi. She just started a couple of months ago, and we're very excited to have her on the team. Our students have been so excited to have her and actually have an actual editor come on and review their work. So yeah, those are our mentors, and in the last 3 years we've worked with over 400 beginner anime and manga artists. So I just want to share a couple of their a couple of our students and talk about a couple of our students. So we have our student Garrett who joined us, I think last year. And when he started, he'd never properly drawn a manga before, but he's always wanted to, but he'd never had the time. And he'd always had this amazing story in his head, but he just didn't think he had the right skills to actually draw it out on paper himself. And he wanted to do it himself, right? So, since joining us in just 2 months, he's already made so much progress just in terms of his visual storytelling and paneling because what we usually do in the program is we start off our students with shorter manga and then we build them up towards making longer and longer one shots, right? So with Garrett, he started out with Yonkomas, which he'll be making today. And these are some of his first Yonkomas that he ever made, right? And this is just in a span of 2 months, and he's already improved so much in this latest Yonkoma here on the right. And then we also have our student Joe, who before joining us actually didn't draw for 5 years. He stopped drawing because he just gave up on making comics, making manga entirely, and just took a 5 year hiatus, right? But then he saw one of our YouTube videos, and that kind of lit a fire under him. He became so inspired and he decided to take a chance and apply to the program. And since then, he's really reignited his spark in storytelling again. And in just 1 month, he's been able to level up his paneling and inking and really get back into the groove of drawing again after such a long break, you know? And then we also have our student Courtney, who joined us back in 2024 because she wanted to learn how to make manga. And back then, she already knew how to draw, but she wanted to learn how to get better at making manga. I mean, she was just winging it before joining us, but now she's improved so much. She's already finished her one shot. And yeah, she just wanted to improve her storyboarding, paneling, and just overall visual storytelling skills. And now that she's finished her first one shot, she's already on to making her next one shot, you know? And just look at that massive difference from her first manga back in January 2024 to her finished. This is just a snippet of her finished manga here, right? So it's such a massive improvement, and it's been so great seeing her improve and seeing her progress in the program this past year. So yeah, those are our students, and now we're here to take you guys to the next level and help you guys create a manga that you feel proud of. Okay, so make sure to stay until the end for the live critique and Q&A. If you guys have any questions for our coach today, or for me, if you have any questions about the program, make sure to stay until the end for the Q&A. So yeah, before I bring in our coach for today, are you guys ready? Are you guys settled in? Do you guys have your pen, your paper ready, your drawing software ready? Let me know. Just type "I'm ready" in the chat if you guys are good, and we're set to start. Okay? All right. All right, everyone's ready. All right, so without further ado, let me introduce your coach for today. Hello, Coach Nico. Can you introduce yourself to our students today?
Hello, everyone. It is nice to see everyone today. I hope you guys have a great evening and afternoon from wherever you are in the world. I am your coach for today, Coach Nico, and I hope to see you all in the program soon enough. So, yeah, we can begin now. Oh, Let me just share my screen real quick. Just a second. Okay, and there we go. Hopefully it is visible on your end as well. We will begin with just showing or just, orienting what the basics of the Yonkoma is. So first off, what is a Yonkoma, right? A Yonkoma is basically, or rather, it directly translates to like four cells, right? So yon being the word for the Japanese or the Japanese word for the number four. It's basically a manga strip that always has four panels of equal sizes. Very well known titles that already have anime adaptations are Azumanga Daioh, Lucky Star, and Blend S. If you've watched or read the title Look Back by Tatsuki Fujimoto, the beginning scene where they're drawing or the main character is drawing they're basically making a yonkoma. So yeah, there is the story structure that we very much have and all will always follow throughout making a yonkoma, and that is known as the Kisho Tenketsu story structure. So this has to be a rhythm that you will have to follow while you're making yonkoma, and hopefully we see that at the end of your progress. So, moving forward, what is the Kisho Tenketsu? The Kisho Tenketsu is basically our way of segregating the different portions of the story. So, the first one being the key, which is your introduction, which sets up your characters in the story. You know, you introduce them a bit, and then your show is your development, where your world building comes into play, you know, slowly building upon what the situation actually is for the characters that they will have to tackle through within the story. For the 10, you have this is basically your twist where, you know, an unexpected occurrence of something comes in that, you know, that rattles your main character, your protagonist. And then your ketsu is basically your conclusion, which wraps up the story, whether it be a good ending or a bad ending. So yeah, as you can see here, right, on the right side, basically in the first panel, there is your key, which basically introduces Osaka from Azumanga Daioh right here, where they are often called a moron or a ditz. On the second one comes in your show or your world building. She basically narrates, but now got me a chance to turn things around. That's Loki suggesting she is from Osaka with the dialect, and then on your third one, which is the twist, comes into play that she is a ditz after all. She wasn't paying attention in class at all, right? And then she eventually gets told to get a grip at the end, which is your ketsu. So yeah, moving forward, in Japan, typical manga page features two Yonkoma strips most of the time. This is the play you will see around Yonkoma titles. But like for now, we will just be focusing on making four panels. The page are often B4 size, but the panel sizes can change depending on what the publisher's requirements are. And yeah, this is a very well-known title to Resurrect Children. I've watched the anime myself. And yeah, you feel free to watch or read it as well. This is one of the works from our students. His name is Yuan. They have made sure to follow the Kisho Tenketsu flow within these yonkomas, and like this will be a repeating pattern, like I said, not just for your yonkomas, but your one shots as well. And now, without further ado, guys, this will be this portion of the session where you will be making your own yonkoma. So before we do head to the actual challenge, you will be basically making the yonkoma of yours for 40 minutes, and make sure to follow the Kisho Tenketsu format. I have sent the structure or the format in chat as well. So make sure to just stick to that for now. Avoid making any modifications to your panels, and just make sure to follow the Keyshot and Getsu story structure as much as you can, as this will be a great practice. So into when you eventually start making your 2 pagers, your 4 pagers, and then eventually, of course, your 16 page one shots. So yeah, the prompt for your yonkoma will basically be your OC makes a mistake in a crucial moment. So make what you will of that. It can be any sort of genre you wish it to be. I would love to see your OCs. I would love to see everyone's, you know, original character outside of the current students that we have. So I'm excited to see what you have in store for us. Yeah, there we go. I feel like we are moving on to critiquing some of your submissions this time around. So yeah, I'll be stopping. Um, you know, I'm sharing my screen real quick. I'll transfer to my Clip Studio Paint right now. So do give me a minute, guys.
While Coach
Okay.
Nico sets up his monitor, you guys, I just want to congratulate everyone on finishing their Yonkomas. Give ourselves a round of applause in chat. Yay! If you guys are finished, please make sure to send them in the comments, okay? So, for anyone who hasn't sent in their Yonkomas yet, please do send them in now before Coach Nico chooses the ones he's gonna review. All right. So, if everyone's done sending in their Yonkomas, I'm gonna hand it over to Coach Nico now to start reviewing.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. And without any further ado, let's jump into this. So the first one being from da-da-da. Okay. This one is from Dennis, I believe. Let's um zoom in on this. Hey Dennis, are you still here? Feel free
Uh,
to. Hello.
yes. Hi.
Hi, hello. Feel free to share about your work right now.
Um, well, this is my OC Haruto, and this is an idea that I thought, I didn't think this like right away. I just remember that a very long time ago, I had an idea of a character making a mistake while grocery shopping, but
Mm,
I actually never actually like make it into a Yonkoma. So I thought that I could like save a lot of time if I could use it for this
mm.
one right now.
Mm, got it, got it. And like this is a character you have in mind for a story, I assume.
Well, this is a character that I have been developing for a long time to be like
Mm,
my OC that I can use in several things like Yonkomas, one
mm.
shots, etc.
Got it, got it. That's great to hear. And yeah, I assume you did this traditionally and then scanned it in. So yeah, great job on that. Yeah, so you seem to have been able to follow the format of the Keyshot and Ketsu structure, and that's great. Your drawing seems to be really cute as well, so that's nice. I like that you've used speed lines here. It's very good. Very dynamic, if you will. So I mustn't forget
Okay,
they are here
thank
on
you.
tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Go
I
ahead.
actually started almost forget that I didn't know if we were reading things the Japanese way, so I
Mm-hmm.
put the text in a way that you read it from right to left, as if
Mm,
it was like an actual
yeah.
Japanese manga.
Yes, that is the correct format, and you have been able to follow that. So yeah, this is a sketch after all, but I'd love to give a few pointers. So for this one, right, for example, this is great that you've avoided letting the background touch your character itself, as it ensures visual interest. So great job on that. I would recommend though, when you do come around to doing the line art here, is to make the line art for your character slightly thicker than the one
Oh,
for your
okay.
background. So,
Right,
line weight and stuff, you'd love for it to be as dynamic as possible. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Um, the use
right.
of
Thank you.
backgrounds and foregrounds here is very good. So, great job on that. Avoid tangents though. So if you were to read this from your phone, right, you would
Uh-huh.
want to avoid tangents as much as possible. So for example, for this one, right, this is more or less about to turn into a tangent. So you may want to watch out for
Ah,
that.
right.
Avoid letting that touch. For this one, for example, you're more or less making a tangent. With this one, your hand is about to touch like so, as
Right.
well as this. It's fine for it to touch, but like if you're going to make a tangent that's like this, or a stealing one, you're gonna want to avoid that. Even for your drawings itself, right? Like for this one, for example, your your kira kira here is touching your speech bubble. So you may want
Yes.
to avoid that. Minor details, don't worry, your drawing is fine. The use of your onomatopoeia is great as well. Again, the tangents, do make sure to avoid that. Um, I guess my main suggestion right now would be to avoid being too wordy, especially for these kinds of
Mm,
so this one's coming off a bit wordy. If you can
yes.
find a way to make that shorter, that would be great. Format wise, it's good that you try to center align this like so, but you may want to make it a bit smaller. Oh,
Mm,
sorry. Just a bit smaller, just so it's
okay.
yeah. So like a quick trick for everyone. So once you've drawn your speech bubble, right? A great trick to properly format this or to properly lay in your text is to draw an H. I've learned this from Jackson, but like is to draw an H here, and doing so will allow for you to type in your words perfectly centered here without you know
Mm,
without any issues of like not being readable or weird formatting. So
oh, I
yeah, as you can
see.
see, it falls perfectly in line, right?
Right. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Do you have any other questions?
No, so far, so good. Thank you so much, Coach Nico. That was very
Nice.
interesting.
Got it. Thank you so much as well. It's great reading your Yonkoma. So yeah, congrats again for finishing this. And thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, and there we go. Moving forward to the next submission. Let me pick once again. Okay, I see one. There we go. Okay, this one I believe is from Kaylee. Hello, Kaylee, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello. Hi,
Hi
hello.
there.
Feel free to tell me a thing or two about your work.
So my characters are trying to put back together some kind of letter,
Mhm.
and the side characters watching from the side panels are not happy with how the middle character's doing it, and he gets all
Mhm.
mad and
Mhm.
screws up and then realizes his mistake.
Mhm. Right, right. Got it. Well, I like the way you've used your first panel to kind of introduce this already. I assume they're trying to um doctor an email, if you will, or a mail.
Kind of, yeah.
So yeah, that's great. I like that you have your storyboard here, which is great. Everyone, this thumbnailing process will come in super handy once you start making your longer pages, your longer spreads. So yeah, just practicing this early is super helpful. So yeah, first off, just a few notes. The drawing I noticed, the how what is this called again? Just basically this tool, right? This I've noticed your other prong is inside or still in front of the paper, so it's like it's not entirely holding it. So you
Right.
may want to tweak that, into something, not a quick, not something too major. Just tweaking this would make it a lot better. And
Mm-hmm.
no, not there. Um, so yeah, you can add in a bunch of your like manpus, your effects, something like that. Yeah, like you've already added it here. Perhaps
Right.
sweating and a bunch of like motion lines would come in super helpful.
And
You
also,
know,
sorry, Coach Nico, I think it would be fun if you know
mhm.
how the background darkens and the person in the middle is just like fuming.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
That would be
that idea.
super
Yeah,
helpful as well. Or perhaps
That
adding
would add
lines
to the
in.
comedy too.
yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
very much so. Very nice suggestion, Candice. So thank you for that. And however, it's coming off that you weren't entirely able to follow the Kishote and Ketsu format. Like for your twist, for example, it's not necessarily or it's not coming off as a twist. So yeah, do look out for that. Perhaps let's think of something that can come in as like a suggestion. That's good for a twist here. A good twist it would be something like perhaps this one, this kind of conversation of them just arguing can fall in here. And then the twist here would be something like they're about to apply the paper. It's about to like they're about to able to or he is about to be able to just stick it in perfectly. But in the end, like it falls into just him ripping everything apart. So that can be a suggestion for a
Okay,
twist.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then what else? Again, tangents. Everyone do watch out for that. This is about to come off as a tangent, so do avoid that.
Mm,
And yeah, I like this manpu that you made, but like if you can push that to just the background instead, right? That would be all the more interesting.
right, right.
So yeah, something like that. Um, yeah, drawing wise, very cute. Nothing else. This one, do watch out for that. Um,
Mm,
if I were to recommend something, I guess it would be more of a radial thing, if anything. That would be all the more, it's drawing more attention to the character who's shouting, right?
right, 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 yeah.
So that would be more optimal, if anything. But yeah, other
Mm,
than that, I have no other anything else to critique. You did a very good job drawing. I understand the premise, which is great. And yeah, do you have anything else to ask? Kaylee?
mm. None so far.
Mhm.
You probably addressed most of everything that I probably would have tried to fix if I had a little bit more time. But I appreciate the time because it's helping me get faster.
Mhm. Got it. Got it. There you go. And yeah, thank you so much, if nothing else. Oh, I just noticed you used a bunch of screen tones for these things, which is great. So yeah, good job on that.
Mm,
Mm, yeah, nothing else. If you can, more of a nitpick, just add it in here as well, but like at a lighter tone, the screen tone. But yeah, other than that, this is great. So yeah,
okay, yeah.
thank you so much, Kaylee.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's move forward to the last one for this session, guys. Let me pick the last one. Again, guys, don't worry, we have so much more of these. But yeah, feel free to just join the next one that we will be having soon enough. So the next one will be from Kadar, I believe. Here it is. Yeah, there we go. Hello, Kato. Are you still here? Hello. Mm,
Oh, Kadar, I think you're muted. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Hello? Oh my goodness. We can't hear you, Kadar.
Oh, are they speaking right now? Oh, that's sad. That's
Yeah.
unfortunate. But yeah, feel free to just type it in, Kato, if you, yeah, so currently we can't entirely hear you. But yeah, I would love to still know, for you to share anything.
Yeah. The mic's not working, Kadar. We can't hear. But you can send in a chat instead. That's fine.
Mhm. But yeah, I feel like this is very solid so far. I love the black and white toning or the simplicity of the just the black and white showing. It kind of reminds me of just standard Yonkomas, if you will. Is Cater still here? I hope they're
Yeah.
typing in
I
what
think they're trying to fix the mic.
got
But yeah,
it.
you can go ahead, Coach Nico.
Yeah, got it. Step on. Okay. So yeah, for my critiques for now would be okay. So first off, I understand that they're singing and that's great. but it would be so much more convincing for it to be um that they're actually singing if you had his mouth open. So, that would be all the more interesting. Okay, let's just fix that real quick. So yeah, if their mouth is open, that would be all the more interesting. Um, and it really sells that idea of them just actually singing and saying something. And then as for your second panel, um I would just mainly say um how do I say this? Avoid the tangents once again. You're about to make a tangent here. I understand that it's not entirely touching, but there are two main tangents you guys will want to watch out for when drawing, and that is your kissing tangent. So your kissing tangent, which is basically one edge or corner touching in another one, or your stealing tangent. Sorry if my writing is not as legible. Your stealing tangent is basically when one object more or less steals the silhouette of another one. So something like this, if you have another object behind that other one, that's closely
Uh-oh.
similar.
Yeah, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Hello.
Let me tell you a thing. So someone's singing, and someone step on the controller, which and
Mhm.
I was like, and someone noticed, and it's like, someone know what happened. I was like, and he was like, "Oh
Right,
no!"
right.
That's what I tried to do because I haven't known anything about four panels, so
Mhm.
I didn't know how to do it because it was my first time to do it. So
Got it.
it's a beginners. This is my very first time, my
Mm.
first time ever doing it in my life. So
Mhm. Got it.
I'm pretty
Got
sure
it.
there's a lot of. I'm pretty sure I never done that before, but
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure I made a. It's not that very perfect. So
Mhm.
everything not that very perfect because I messed it up multiple every time I try to make a tone
Mhm.
because I never done it in my life. So hopefully, if when the time goes by, I had to make a lot of panel about my other characters when other characters on my Twitter accounts, Blue Sky, and others like Patreon. See what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yep,
And
yep.
this, yeah, it was yeah, it's a beginner. It was like basically, for example, when the when expansion team like the for example like the my favorite team the Ottawa Senators, they were the best team in the world, so best team in the hockey team because I'm in
Mhm.
Canada. But it usually start from 1992-93 season with the worst record. So over time until 1997, they started to improve it by making them the playoff for the very first time. So
Mhm.
that's how expansion team works.
Mm. Got it. Got it.
So look at the record. Look at the record of every team, but except
Right.
for Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah. But
I don't really. That was cheating. Most of so every sports team that you build on the first year start with the worst team before you
mm,
get better.
yep, I completely understand. But yeah, going back to topic. I assume as I see it's already broken here, so he's not entirely the person who stepped on it, correct? On this one. So was he the one who stepped on it, or
I think it's the one to step on it was like someone that's about to someone to crack on it, and you'll notice and was like didn't know what it is, but like, and a kid said, "Oh no!"
mm, got it.
So
Got it.
that's what they look like. So
Okay, got it. So, yeah, with that being said, once again, like just everyone take note of like tangents, you're kissing tangents, you're stealing tangents. These are the things you want to avoid. So for this one, this is more or less a stealing tangent. So do avoid that. For your onomatopoeias, avoid making it pass through the panel if anything, or be eaten up by a panel. Make sure to make it small to the point that like the entire word can be seen, and after all, you want it to be just beside the object that is making that sound effect.
And
um
also, sorry, Coach Nico, to
mhm.
note, I noticed that the sound effect is in Japanese, right?
Yeah.
So you have to avoid writing your sound effects in Japanese if the target audience for your manga isn't a Japanese speaking
Mhm.
audience, right? That's something our mentors have to remind our students. If you're making a manga for an English speaking audience, then you have to use English sound effects. So there is really no point in using Japanese sound effects if the person reading it doesn't understand Japanese, right? So as much
Yes.
as possible.
I thought it was a well, I thought it was a Japanese in the origin. So as of now, you're talking about,
Yeah.
I had to do it like a comic book style,
Yeah.
like in black and white,
Mhm.
like I was doing black and white to
Mhm.
try to make a manga inspiration.
Yeah. No, no, no. I get getting manga inspiration, but I think if you want to make manga seriously, right? If you want to
Yeah,
keep making manga and if you want to make manga for other people to read and your target audience is an English speaking audience, then
yeah,
in the future, you have to keep in mind you have to make sure that everything in your manga is geared towards an English speaking audience, and that includes your sound effects, right? So
okay.
while I get using this is your first time, right? I mean, this is a beginner mistake that a lot of beginners make, especially beginners who've always read manga. They've read manga for the longest time. They've read all of these Japanese sound effects for the longest time, but that's because the people who make the mangas that we read, right, are Japanese mangakas, and they're making their mangas for Japan, for a Japanese audience, and they just get translated in English for a larger audience, right? But originally
Well,
they
to be
started with
honest,
a Japanese audience. So, yeah. Yes, go ahead, Kater. You were
to be honest, Kenneth, to be honest, teacher, most of the sports team, like for example, the when you started the expansion team, the Ottawa, like the Washington Capitals, for example, they start out with the worst team in in the entire record before they get better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is again, I recognize that this is your first thing, their first like ever manga. So it's just something to note for the future, for your next manga, right? But this is totally acceptable for now,
Well,
right?
yeah, this
This
is
is
the
good.
example I've done. This is an
Yeah.
example that I've done. So I'm very nervous. Back in 10 years ago, I made it. The one I made, it was very creeping me out. But I had to try something in the
Yeah.
near future, like I was doing.
Mhm.
I had to make something even more example before I had to start even bigger, right? Right?
Mhm.
Right?
Yes, very much so. We all have to start somewhere, and that's completely fine. So, yeah, with that being said, a few more things we can adjust is okay, for this one, I get what you're going for. It's more of like a um how do I say this? It's like a side profile, but considering it's relatively flat, you may want to kind of more or less just show either the entire screen. It doesn't have to be cut off like that. It can just be something like this.
Oh, I see. It's like a rectangular. I had to focus on shape more often.
Yes, do take note of your shapes. And yeah, one last thing, whenever you're making these like how do you say this? These shots where it's very close in, do take advantage of that opportunity to um exaggerate their facial expression. You can add in your eyelids, you can add in your eyebrow. Again, it
Uh,
is he is speaking, so like you would love for it to be very expressive, something like this. So yeah, that will make it all the more interesting, right? So
I see what you mean.
yeah.
I see what you mean, Coach. Well, to be honest, once you finish the section, aren't you gonna send it the aren't you gonna send this picture to my email? Or
Um,
Oh
um,
no, Kadar, if you wanna keep the notes from this session, you can just take a screenshot or you can watch the replay on YouTube.
oh yeah, just
Yeah.
give me a moment quickly. So just give me a moment quickly.
mhm.
Thank you, thank you. Anyway.
Okay, and yeah, with that being said, I think we are good with this one as well. Do you have any other questions, Kedar?
Well, yeah, I have a lot of questions. So, if I try to practice about four mango manga, for example, if I make it like around 700, so that means I have to send it to the picture to my own website that people can make audience, right? Or some, or right?
Yeah, so you can, you're more than welcome to, start your own social media presence, right? And get in a bunch of your followers in, if that is what you mean. But yeah, I highly encourage you to, join in a bunch of communities as well to kind of get feedback from them and stuff.
Okay,
So,
and I have another two questions. So this one had to be, and the other two questions. So if I go to the panel, if I go to the community, if I join the content reading call, I have to practice about the. So I have to learn everything about manga, even though I terrible about the building the illustration to post online to post at the portfolio.
Candice, do we have a thing for that?
I'm sorry.
Like for example,
What do you mean? What do you mean, Kadar? Like, you can, are you asking if you could add this to your portfolio? You mean?
yeah, like for example, if I had a portfolio about my recent artwork, so I had to learn anything about, I had to learn anything about it. I had to
Yeah.
learn more.
So
And
for now, I think while it's nice that you're already thinking about putting together a portfolio, I think for now, I think what you need to focus on is just building up your body of work, right? So that
Mhm.
means just making as many mangas as you can at this point, and then you
Mhm.
select your best work out of your body of work to put in your portfolio. Because the portfolio, it should contain like your best work that you've made. So
Right,
that doesn't include every single comic that you've ever made or every single
no,
manga that you've
no,
ever
no.
made,
right.
right?
It's all about one artwork that I need to
Yeah.
focus on. And one
Yeah.
artwork I need to focus on that is speed,
Yeah.
not consistent, not it's about speed and consistent, not rush.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a pressure on it, okay?
Yeah. So
Mm.
with that said, you don't have to focus on like making your the best manga for your portfolio for now. I think what you just need to focus on is just keep practicing and make as many as you can. Because it's all about putting in the volume of work because as the more you practice, the better you get, right? You don't just get better after two or three tries. You get better perhaps after 10 or 20 tries, you know?
It,
So I think what you need to focus on is just keep practicing. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I had to join the pre-consultation calls. So so that
Mm.
means I
Yeah.
need to learn anything about my recent artwork and to focus on better about my fan arts and to avoid fear and to avoid fear.
Yeah.
I have a lot of fear in my life.
Yeah. Looking forward to seeing you then, Kadar. It's nice meeting you and great work. Great
On
work.
that, and thanks. My name is Kadar Aiden, and my official name is KD Master 64.
All
Follow
right.
me on TikTok. Follow me on my social media account, and on Twitter, and of course on TikTok and Blue Sky. I have tons of artwork that I need to focus on. If I join
Wow.
the, if I join the class with you guys, I'm trying to get better over time. Trying to get better.
Right. Thank you so much, Kadar. Hopefully
Thank
you
you so
Yeah.
much.
enjoyed. Thank you so much. And thank you so much to our students. Thank you so much, Coach Nico. Coach Nico, what are
Yeah.
your takeaways after reviewing all of those
Oh,
mangas, all of
oh
those
man.
manhwas?
It's very, very exciting, very inspiring to see, a bunch of aspiring artists and mangakas once again. I've seen the works of the others as well. It's very interesting and very exciting. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the next session. That has been me. I hope you guys enjoyed my critiquing portion of the session. And yeah, once again, guys, thank you for having me as well. I'll be handing off the screen now, the stage now to Candice once again. So yeah. There we
All
go.
right. Thank you so much, Coach Nico. Now, you guys, if you guys have any takeaways that you would like to share with everyone in chat, I would love to know what are your takeaways from this session. Anything new that you might have learned, or anything new that you might have realized after going through today's session. I'd love to know. Make sure to send in your learnings in chat. We have one from Evelyn who says, I learned that you shouldn't put Japanese sound effects in an English manga. Yes, I think it's when you're making manga, you always have to think what is best for my audience and what's easiest for my audience, because as much as possible when you're making manga, you're not just making manga for the sake of telling a story that you want to tell. It's not just you telling a story that you like or you love to tell. It's also about you trying to tell a story that can connect with an audience. And that means making sure that every possible aspect of your manga is easily understandable and comprehensible to your readership, right? Because when you eventually get to a point where, okay, I want to publish this manga, whether it be self-publishing or publishing it with a publisher, at that point you're going to be working potentially with an editor, right? And if you're just working by yourself, then you have to put on the editor hat and act as your own editor. And that means you have to think, okay, what's easy for my audience to understand, what can connect to my audience better. And that means, okay, if I have an English speaking audience, then that means I need to use like English sound effects. Or perhaps I'm making a manga for, I don't know, perhaps a French speaking audience, because the manga scene in France is actually pretty booming. So I don't know, if you guys are based in France and you want to make manga for a French speaking audience, then you have to think, okay, maybe perhaps I need to um, optimize my manga for a French speaking audience, you know? So yeah, that's one thing you need to think about. What's good for my audience? What's best for my audience? That's something that you'll always have to think about at some point. And yeah, what else, you guys? Drawing an H in speech bubbles is to help avoid uneven formatting. Yes. Hopefully you keep that in mind, you guys, next time you format your speech bubbles. Little do you know, speech bubbles are pretty important. Editor is, if ever you like send in your work for review with a publisher or with an editor, they will look at your speech bubbles, and if your speech bubbles aren't good, or they look amateurly typeset, then they are gonna point it out, and it's not a good impression. So typesetting, it's actually a very important skill to have when you're making manga as well. Its typesetting is really just um, layout, planning out the text in your manga, basically, and in your speech bubbles. So if you want to learn more about typesetting, I suggest that you look that up. Who else? Do you guys have an art Discord for this group thing? Hello, Raptor. We do not have an art Discord for our YouTube audience or for our subscriber audience. We do have a Discord for our students who have already joined the program, though. So I think a couple of our subscribers have made a Discord. I'm not sure if they're here in the live today, but if you guys are here in the live, feel free to send in the Discord for for you guys have for like aspiring mangakas and aspiring artists, you know. Um Denise asks, I've always had this question. If we are making a manga for an English speaking audience, would it be okay to make the manga so it's read Western style, left to right, instead of the Japanese way, right to left? Okay, so I think what you need to think about is, do you want to make comics or do you want to make manga? Because manga and comics are two entirely different things, right? Comics, they're read left to right? And the way that comics are formatted and how they're made are entirely different from manga, right? Manga, main thing, it's read from right to left. So if you want to make an English manga, you will still have to follow the traditional reading format, that's right to left, right? Because that is the manga format. It's not the Japanese way, it's the traditional manga format, regardless of whether you're making this for a Japanese speaking audience or an English speaking audience, right? So I think if you want to make just a Western style comic, then just focus on Western style comics. You don't need to learn how to make manga, because manga, again, it's very different. So yeah,
Mm.
I think at this point, if you're still unsure, then I would start to figure out, okay, do I want to make Western comics or do I want to make manga, right? So yeah, I think that's something that you need to figure out. But if you want to make again, if you want to make an English speaking manga, then it still has to be right to left. Yeah. All right. So I think that's pretty much it, you guys. I'm already receiving a couple of questions. So before, let's save it for the Q&A later. All right. So at this point, I just want to ask you guys if you guys, um, all right. So give me a second. All right. So hi, you guys. For the people in the Zoom session, feel free to post your works and share your takeaways on your social medias, and make sure to include the hashtag LTDM Yonkoma Workshop and tag us. We're at Learn to Draw Manga on Instagram and on Facebook, so you could feel free to post your works and tag us, and we can check them out after this session as well. So make sure to tag us and include the hashtag as well, you guys, if you ever think about posting your works, all right? Which I do highly encourage. It's always great to share your work with the world. All right. So now that you guys know how to make your yonkoma, we want to ask you this question, okay? Are you ready to take action and finally bring your manga to life? Are you goal driven and ready to commit to making your manga dreams a reality? And are you a determined mangaka who wants to finally publish their first manga through self-publishing, joining manga contests, and pitching to publishers? If this is you, just type yes in the chat. I mean, I just want to know, do you guys want to move beyond just this workshop and just making yonkomas during our workshops every few months? You know, if you want to move beyond that and actually make more consistent progress outside of these workshops and actually join a more dedicated community dedicated to actually teaching you how to learn how to make manga, then just type yes in chat, you know? Because if you answered yes to any of these questions, then we do invite you to apply to our online one-shot manga drawing program, because then you'll get the opportunity to work with our Japanese pro mangaka mentors and be part of an awesome community of aspiring mangaka like yourself. And just like our students, you'll learn everything from manga drawing basics to crafting a full one-shot manga from start to finish. And this is what some of our students have made so far. This is their progress so far. So we have our student Charisse, who joined our program earlier this year, and she was just a humble buster at a diner, dreaming of turning her wild lucha libre ideas into real manga pages. In just a few months, she's already completed multiple manga entries, made multiple one-shots, and submitted her full one-shot for the silent manga edition in just 1 week. So she's improved so much, and we actually interviewed Charisse last month. So if you want to check out and learn more about Charisse's full journey, you can check out our previous live stream with her on the channel. And we also have our student Courtney. I mentioned Courtney earlier in the live, but yeah, Courtney joined us in 2024 because she wanted to learn how to make manga, and now she's already finished her one shot. And when she joined us, she already knew how to draw, but she wanted to learn more about how to actually make manga to improve her storyboarding, paneling, and overall visual storytelling skills. Oh my goodness, can someone's drawing over the board, it seems? Can someone not do that? All right, sorry you guys, please avoid drawing over the screen if you can. Sorry you guys. I'm sorry about that, you guys. But yeah, Courtney wanted to improve her storyboarding and her paneling and just her storytelling skills, right? So, and this is what she had to say about the program. I like the sense of community and friendliness this group has fostered among itself and its members, and my favorite part of being in this program is the privilege of getting critiques from mangaka instructors who have firsthand experience in this field, and being able to converse with them and have them critique my work has given me a better understanding of what I should and shouldn't do. And we also have our student Joe, who's actually, again, Joe had a 5-year hiatus before joining us, and now since then, since joining us, he's gone back into the groove of making mangas again. And in just a couple of months, he's gone from just storyboarding to actually putting out full-fleshed mangas and all that. So yeah, this is what he had to say. I think I've gotten better at explaining my ideas better as of late. And Joe has been a constant presence in the program. It's always fun seeing him post his works and all that. So, yeah. And we also have Takari, who actually joined us last year, and this is what she had to say. I looked over my previous SMA submission that I finished before joining this course. Comparing pages with my recent manga, it's very clear that I learned a lot, and these are the first 2 pages here of her first work on the right, on the left. And she said, last year I didn't know what screen tone is, how to do paneling, didn't know much about perspective and anatomy, and I struggled literally with everything. It was a pain. This time I already knew what I need to do. I had a refined process, and it was much easier, especially with the help of the coaches. And this is her manga here on the right that she made just this year with us. So, you've seen our students' results and you've read how happy they are with the community and guidance from our mentors. So the question is, do you want in too? Just type I want in the chat. Do you guys want in? Let me know. All right, a couple of people want in. All right, I'm in. Hello, Adam. Adam wants in. All right, anyone else? Kavita, could you please avoid drawing on screen, because if you don't, I will have to ban you from the session, because it is kind of disruptive. So please, Kavita, if you could stop drawing on screen. Thank you. All right. All right. Anyone else? Hello. All right. A lot of people want in. Evelyn wants in, Diane wants in, Gabriel wants in, Irinda, hopefully I'm saying that right. Irinda wants in. All right. Kavita wants in. Kavita, you have to behave if you want in. Okay, no more drawing on screen. All right. All right. A lot of people want in. A lot of people on YouTube want in as well. Thank you so much, you guys. All right. So, if you want to make your time making manga more meaningful and more productive, then our online one-shot manga drawing program is for you, because we're on a mission to help you publish your first manga with pro mangakas acting as your mentor, as your editors. So again, I just want to talk about our mentors real quick. We have pro Japanese mangakas Naoyazawa and Renesaya, over 50 years of experience in the Japanese manga industry. They've gotten published. They've gotten their Yazawa sensei had their manga made into an anime, and they all work at manga schools in Tokyo. And we also have Steph Pastrano, a pro webtoon artist and a 10-year veteran in the Japanese manga industry. Vivi, she's a pro manga editor. She's worked with Koa-Mix, the host of the largest international manga competition, the Silent Manga Edition, and Kadokawa, the publisher behind Bungo Stray Dogs and Lucky Star. So by joining our program, you will be getting the opportunity to work with these amazing mentors. And for the most committed and high performing students in our program, the journey doesn't end with just creating your first one shot. You could get a chance to go to Japan. So for the most committed and high performing students in our program, you could get the chance to fly to Japan on an all expenses paid trip and attend Comitia, a top indie manga convention in Tokyo. And you could also pitch your manga directly to Japanese publishers and editors at this convention. And we'll also help you translate your work to Japanese and even hire translators on the ground. Plus, you'll be able to publish your work in our upcoming Learn to Draw Manga anthology. It's something that we've been working on for quite a while now. So if you want to join the program, now's the time, while we still haven't put out our manga anthology. If you want to get published in our manga anthology, feel free to sign up to our program today. All right, so this program is for you if you're committed to making your own published manga, you have a unique story you want to share with the world, and you're done figuring this all out alone, and you're ready to learn from pro mangaka mentors, and you want to connect with fellow mangakas who seek consistency and empowerment. So, if this sounds like you, then you're invited to apply and join our online one-shot manga drawing program. Enrollment is open, and again, we only accept applicants who are 18 years old and above. So, just like our students, you'll have access to our pro mangaka mentors and our pro manga editor on while you go through the journey of learning how to make manga, right? So if you want to be part of this awesome community of aspiring mangaka like yourself, then book a free manga consultation call with us today. Take this chance right now to book a free call with us, because in this call, you're going to figure out how you can work with our pro mangaka mentors, and also how you can take your first steps to creating a one shot that you feel proud of. So you can book a call with us through the link on screen, and you could also check out our website learntodrawmanga.com if you want to learn more about the program and learn more about our mentors as well, or even learn more about our students, because we do feature some of our students on our website. So you can check out learntodrawmanga.com as well. So in the meantime, I'm going to be sending the link real quick for anyone who wants to apply to the program. Give me a second. All right. So again, if you are not 18 years old, then this program isn't for you yet. All right, we only accept people who are 18 years old and above. All right, anyone else? I want to join, but what about the prices? I really want to commit. We will discuss prices during the manga consultation call. It's free, so we want to have one-on-one discussions with people who want to apply to the program, because we want to get to know you more. We want to get to know more about your situation and how we can accommodate your situation if ever you really do want to join the program, and if you are committed to being a mangaka, you know. So that's why we have free one-on-one calls, because we want to get to know you more and get to know more about your situation and what we can do for you, right? All right. All right. So in the meantime, please, you guys, if you guys want to join, then you can book a free call with us to apply. And in the meantime, I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to go through the application process if you do want to apply.